How pornography manipulates young male minds and desires sexual relationships and mainstream culture. From categories of blonde, MILF, anal, squirting, you name it, the realm of pornography has it. Much different than a few generations prior, where young boys would pass around a soiled copy of Playboy magazine and gawk at these clothless women. Today, anything you can imagine and a whole lot what you don't want to imagine is online, on the internet, right on our phones. And production studios and performers are becoming largely profitable from posting this sexually explicit content on social media, raising question to how pornography is manipulating young male minds in desire, arousal, sexual connection, and who holds power in a sexual relationship. The power of the powerless man. Typically, the majority of pornography reflects a male point of view, often narcissistic and aggressive, depicting sex as something men do to women as opposed to with women. In the porn world, women simply exist to provide that male ejaculation. And there's so much power between men and pornography that they have the ability to possess full control of their sexual fantasies without the pressure and anxiety of producing that other female stimulation. In porn, women never reject the man. They allow the man to look and touch their body in any way they please. However, in the real world, men can't just gape at a woman's body unless he's an asshole. It's just not socially acceptable. Men must take a glance or a glimpse, but never to gaze over a woman's body. Therefore, men are losing their power and control in the real world, and thus turns to pornography to gain back their sense of sexual superiority and freedom in their erotic imaginations. Therefore, we have these powerless men in real life gaining back power through the realms of pornography. Porn is not your girlfriend. Porn never rejects you, never makes ultimatums, never makes you confide in your vulnerability. Therefore, it's a perfect getaway in a relationship. And men tend to tailor certain aspects of their relationship in effect to overconsumption of pornography. For example, Lucas, a sophomore in college with only one dimple on his cheeks, admitted that with ritual consumption of belligerent pornography, he had a hard time getting aroused for his girlfriend that preferred sexual expression in a gentle manner. Therefore, it's easy to click on a link to pornography and click on a link to porn and get carried away in your sexual fantasies. But when that same getaway is depriving you of your real life relationship, depriving you of that romance and intimacy, it's not only ironic, but it's counterintuitive and depressing. For many boys who watch porn, they tend to become self-conscious comparing their size to that of another man's and full-on rejecting sexual acts from their partner out of the fear and humiliation they might face if their size isn't enough. Like Miller on the baseball team, he refused sexual acts from his girlfriend because of his doubts of his size instilled by those self-deteriorating effects that pornography has on one. Comparing yourself to porn is like comparing one's fighting skills to pro wrestling. It's not only unnecessary, but it's fake. And while pornography is meant to increase lust in a relationship and equalize sexual libido when watched between two partners, it's actually inhibiting that romance and passion between two romantic partners. Pornification of Western culture. Pornification means mainstream culture, especially of the Western world, absorbing content of the sex industry and desensitizing it towards the general public. We see this in popular TV shows and movies and video games that women's bodies are being depicted as more important than their intelligence, and in some ways slightly unrealistic sexualization of women is more dangerous than raw, hardcore pornography because sexualization of women in media is socially accepted as opposed to pornography that has been desensitized towards the public. For example, in The Simpsons, a family-friendly TV show making insensitive jokes and sexualizing Asian women is more socially acceptable than a porn category fetishizing Asian women, and therefore pornification of the Western world has made sexualizing women inescapable and is training young boys to have objectifying habits towards women. Be warned and ditch the porn. The power that porn gives you in the end leaves you powerless. And also, one can't be innocent and vulnerable in a relationship without preconceived views of how sex is supposed to be. And therefore, the natural romance and beauty of the relationship is destroyed. My question is, how can you admire a woman with tremendous amount of respect and then go watch porn? So if there's a key takeaway from all of this, it would be just to close your eyes and imagine.